Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Brendan. So let's go, Brian. Hello, everybody. Smooth operator. Welcome to the Tyler Fischer Show, episode 9456. If you're going, where were those other episodes? Well, you better look up, you better dig, baby. You better follow the science, okay? You better fact check it. Oh, we're leaning in today, baby. We got a lot of stuff to cover. First of all, great to see you. I hope everybody's doing well as they can. You know what I mean? First of all, huge thank you to everybody who's come out to the first leg of my tour, the Escape from New York tour, and I am back in New York, but I will be escaping again tomorrow morning. But huge thank you, and I'm talking about so big, right? Nobody does a thank you quite as, frankly, as quite as thankful as I am, and they say, sir, you're so thankful. So big thank you. Where do we start? Flew to Houston, the Houston Improv, unbelievable show, so fun, and I'm going to be putting up clips from all these. I gotta go dig through the clips. Houston Improv, off to the Addison Improv near Dallas. Unbelievable show. One of the coolest comedy clubs I've ever seen in my life. So if you live in Addison or Dallas, make sure you check it out. It's got the old school kind of New York vibe, rundown, low ceilings, perfect for comedy. Then Austin, Vulcan Gas Company, 2 unbelievable shows. Got to do a couple shows at Rogan's Club. Then off to Royal Oak, Michigan, unbelievable. Chicago, zany Chicago, Rosemont. Unbelievable show. Then we went off to Cleveland, Ohio, and then came back briefly, went off to North Carolina, to Charlotte, North Carolina. Awesome, unbelievable show at the, I think, was it Wise Guys? Sorry, Comedy Zone. And South Carolina to Greenville, one of the nicest towns I've ever seen in my life. You guys are killing it. I was shocked at how beautiful it was. And then Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh. I've been getting nailed on that pronunciation. Raleigh. Raleigh. No, Raleigh. Either way, I probably won't be welcome back because I couldn't say it right. I'm dyslexic. So thank you. This has been kind of like being shot out of a rocket, the amount of shows and flying and performing, meeting y'all. It's been unbelievable. So slow down, man. I got to slow down. That's why I was really looking forward to doing this episode, just so I can slow down. I haven't really taken a break. And I want to just announce the dates that are coming up tomorrow or tonight, depending on when I am able to put this episode up. October 24th, the DC Improv. It's going to be so fun. I'm actually hosting the TV and radio correspondence dinner on Wednesday. So that's going to be interesting. Not sure they looked at my stuff. November 1st, Wednesday, Helium Comedy Club, Indianapolis. And then Milwaukee Improv, November 2nd. November 3rd, Friday and Saturday, I'm doing 4 shows at the, oh God, Dubuquois. I'm going to get anally raped for this. Anally abused, sorry. Dubuque. So strong. Such a strong finish there. Dubuque, Iowa. Yeah, so, and then I start back up in California in January. LA, Irvine Improv, Hollywood, the Hollywood Improv, then off to Denver Improv, Comedy Zone in Jacksonville, Florida, Tampa, Florida Improv, Orlando Improv, Comedy Bar in Toronto, Canada, for a whole weekend there. Then Wise Guys, Las Vegas, Cobb's in San Francisco, Improv Mania in Phoenix, Arizona, and then Punchline in Sacramento. Did I not tell you I was going to fucking come to your town? I mean, I feel like you didn't even believe. Man, going, wow, what's going on? I can't believe you didn't come to my old town. And if I'm not coming to your town, I'm going to do my best to come to your town. That's what we're doing, man. We'll get a little high, take a little peyote, and I'm going to come to your town. That's my Joe Biden. So I'm just catching up. It's a new lifestyle, really, touring. I love it. I'm loving every second of it, and I'm allowing myself to overdo it, overwork, maybe perform for too short, too long. It's just a big old experiment, and it does feel quite unbelievable to be able to go and perform for, anywhere between 60 minutes and 90 minutes, depending on if there's a second show, or if I have to fly out that night. But it feels, I feel like I'm ripping you off if I'm only doing 45 minutes. Some comedians only do that much. So anyways, and then Saturday, this is kind of like a special secret thing. I'm going to be performing in a theater in San Jose, California, for a medical freedom event. So RFK Jr. is going to be speaking, and he'll be I think the main speaker. I don't know too much about RFK. I was a little bit on the fence, like, should I perform? But it's not like what changed my mind was it's not a political fundraiser. This has nothing. I don't think this has anything to do with his presidential campaign. More about people having medical freedom. You remember that? You remember medical freedom? My body, my choice? Yeah, pretty old school, isn't it? Those days are gone. It's my vagina, my choice. That's what it is. Don't touch my pussy. Okay, well, don't touch my shoulder. Racist. Nazi. So that's going to be fun. That's a 3,000-seat theater in San Jose. So I don't have the info quite yet. I'll try to put the link in. I don't know what the tickets cost. I believe the event is from like 12:30 to 4:30. So all sorts of speakers, but I will be doing stand-up comedy to open the show. It's only 12 minutes or so. And like I said, I am coming back to San Francisco, to Cobb's, and Sacramento. So, I don't want you to blow your load and get a babysitter and come out to this. If you'd rather wait until January or March, rather. Yes, March. I think that's it. There's really nothing going on in the world. There's no, there's nothing really. There's no conflicts or anything going on. So I think that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Everything's good. Everything's going good. I do want to talk about the conflict. Obviously, you know where I'm going with this. The ongoing conflict. Some could say war. The very historical, very complex abuses and turmoils, and of course I'm talking about my parents' divorce from 29 years ago, obviously. And as you know, it's still continuing in all sorts. It's bubbling up in all sorts of ways. It kind of reminds me my parents' divorce and the trickle events. Trickle. It's interesting. Carl Jung warned about the trickle. It's like trickle down trauma. Trickle down tricks. It's like trick or treat. Jordan Peterson answering the door on Halloween. Well, trick or treat, that's a good question. Maybe you should go home and thoroughly think it through before you come here demanding tricks and or treats. It's comical. It's like, maybe you don't need a candy bar. Maybe you need to clean your damn room. He hands out like cleaning products. Here you go. Here's some antibacterial spray. It's like, maybe go under your bed, clean the cobwebs. Spooky Halloween. Happy Halloween. It's like, what is happiness, Yeah, well, I've got a little extra special Jordan Peterson video being edited at the moment. I can't really tell you what it is, but it's something I've been wanting to do for many, many years. Like many years. Mm-hmm. So we're going to revamp the Patreon and start getting stuff up there. I'm not even going to talk about it because let me fucking put my money where my mouth is before I start promising things. So that'll be at the San Jose Civic Center. It looks awesome. It's a 300-seat theater. And, don't go expecting like a day of comedy. It's more if you're a medical freedom person and you want to go meet some people, hear different speakers, hear RFK Jr. Dr. Fauci, put him in jail. What is that? Is that the impression? I don't know. I digress. So, the Israel-Palestine thing, you want my hot take? I'm not going to give a hot take. I'm not giving a hot take. All I could say is obviously, or not so obviously, based on a lot of people's reaction, the terrorist attacks, the slaughter, the death, everything, horrible, horrific. No, not okay. Not okay. My heart breaks for anybody, that is, I've got some friends, they have relatives there, people's parents, so I think you guys know my angle on this, which is your personal community comes first, yourself comes first, then your close friends, close intimate relationships. So you can't go thinking I'm going to save the world by posting a clip or something. I'm all for free speech. Post away. Do what you want. I made a little joke about the, gays for Hamas or whatever, and them probably not being so welcome over there. So the funny little contradictions with the woke people who are, picking the people that would definitely hang them for even stepping foot on their land. But none of that is a surprise. And what I try to remember here, what's really bubbling up for me, and what you have to understand with the woke agenda, with the Marxist agenda, communist, socialist, whatever it is, this is a game of oppression. Who's the most oppressed? So none of this surprises me. I'll say that. None of it surprises me. And, I'll say for the whites, for the straight white men, the straight white, the Chads and the Karens and the Tylers, I'm enjoying a little break from being responsible for every horrific event since the beginning of time. That's just my personal thing. I don't want to say enjoy. I don't even want to tie the word enjoy to this situation, but I will, because it has been almost a shocking break to tune in and go, wait a minute. All I've heard for the last fucking 10 years, the patriarchy, the straight white man, take a seat, shut up, give your job up to a trans, vegan, black, white woman, Mexican, Asian, half schizophrenic, psychopath. That's all I've heard, Not to deflect the horrors of what happened, but that is my feeling of like, wow, nice little break. And then the people that do ask me to take a side, I lost like 1,000 followers instantly just from putting this joke up, and I've had people try to, it's like a blackmailing or something, or I get a lot of messages go, which side are you going to take, Tyler? Are you going to take your side? Fuck you. I'm not taking a fucking side. All I could say is call out is what I see, which is those attacks are horrible on Israeli citizens. Now, do I have compassion for innocent lives who are going to be killed when they fight back? Of course. But what do you expect? What do you expect? And then beyond that, I don't know a fucking thing. I don't know a fuck. Right? I'm turning to Bill Burr. I don't know a thing. It's fucking Monday. I can't. I have no more mental space to go and try to figure out the history of someone else's shit. Hey, we're back to judging people by religion. Isn't that interesting? At least a little break from judging people by race, which is a way cheaper move to just go white, black, brown, yellow, so I'll make my judgment. Hey, at least there's judgment on something a little more complicated than just going white man bad. Now, the oppression game, obviously, and when people go, which side are you going to take? Oh, what a corner. What a corner to be backed in yet again. Are you with the vaccinated or the unvaccinated? The masked or the unmasked? Are you Republican or Democrat? Which one is it? Which one is it? People are doing the same thing with this. Really, you wanna just put me in a corner and put a prod up my ass. What a trick question. Who do you choose? The Jews or the brown people? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Now, the Jews during the pandemic were getting so much hate. I stood up for the Jews so much, and I am part Jewish, not my penis. Fully intact. I got the hood on, if you know what I mean. I heard the compassionate leftist liberals say some of the worst shit about the Jews because they were gathering. Oh, they were social gathering in social spaces. Spaces. If anyone says that, you know they're a total cunt. I just really need to respect the space. We're looking to create a safe space. Awful things about the Jews. And I stood up for them every time. Now, I was one of the... So you have your little Venn diagram. I overlapped Jews and unvaccinated. So I was actually somewhere in that Venn diagram because I'm a little Jewish and I'm very much unvaccinated. Or I didn't get the COVID vaccine. Stop saying unvaccinated. You don't label yourself for just not doing anything. It doesn't make sense. I'm an unsmoker. I'm an undrinker. We don't talk like that for anything else. This is part of their plan. Unvaccinated is a label to make you sound like a rule breaker or like a, like you're somewhere out of the tribe. Oh, the Jews were gathering. The Jews. Oh, there was such disdain. It was like not only Jew, but unvaccinated, social gathering. I can't tell you how many people said awful things, and I stood up for the Jews every time, and I was like, stop, stop condemning people for their personal freedom. I commend the Jews or anybody who kept living their life. A lot of Christians too. Come on, everybody got it. Everybody got it up the ass. Christians who wanted to go to church, the Jews who were having their celebrations in the streets. Mind you, at the same time, the BLM protests were gathering in mass. Again, this is the stupid game. You don't play it. It's all who's the most oppressed. Well, we're fighting the inequities of the unseen injustices of the BIPOC community and just a bunch of goddamn dribble. But the Jews, they just want to have a wedding. How selfish. They just want to celebrate one of the most remarkable events of anybody's life. If you're lucky, you experience a wedding where you're the one getting married. And sorry they didn't want to take 3 years off. I went to a lot of those bullshit Zoom weddings, and they're really sad. And I don't even, it almost feels like the person isn't married because part of that union is being there, dancing to, oh, what a night, trying to sleep with someone's aunt. Right? Pissing your pants. Showing up to the post-wedding breakfast the next day with a bloody nose and a bloody asshole. Calling your stepmom a cunt. Calling your stepmom a cunt. Resenting the gift that you bought because you think, well, I came all the way out to Burlington fucking Coat Factory, Vermont from New York. I took 2 days off of work. Isn't that enough? Nope. You got to buy microwaves, Who doesn't have a microwave? You go, what? They're putting a microwave on the registry thing? You don't have a microwave? That's what weddings are. But no, the filthy Jews had to gather. It's really sick. So my point really is that I wasn't surprised. I'm not surprised by any of this. If you were paying attention over the last couple of years, anyone who did not follow the rules, the woke rules, which, by the way, orbit around the other woke rules. It's like a constant shift of made-up rules, which you can't follow. You know, it's like getting directions from a blind person. Yeah, this map is really not legible. Unless you're using some kind of AI to create the... very, very cool. We're doing a lot of cool things. SpaceX and XX. It's all X. I hate the X. I hate the new X thing. Very cool. XX. Because I click on it, by the way, and I think it's porn. I'm trying not to watch porn, but sometimes there's porn on my phone. There's a porn site, XX whatever, and then X, Twitter X, and I click on the porn thing, and I start typing in porn like, man, I stand up for the Jews, and then it pulls up some, standing Jew porn. I go, now I'm in a library jerking off, and I'm just trying to support my brethren. And this is where it goes, man. This is where it always leads, dude. It always leads there, to you in the library just jerking off to some Jewish pornography, man, in the fucking kid section. You know what's going on. Yep, the unvaccinated people that did not get the COVID shot. Keep in mind, a third of the country. But you have to feel the sting. That's the thing. And I have compassion for that, because I have some people, let's say they're a Jewish person who got the vaccine and who treated someone who didn't like vermin and called for their death and called for them to not get medical attention, which, by the way, Jimmy Kimmel did on national television. Google it. Called for anyone who didn't get the COVID shot to not be allowed to get medical attention so that they die of heart attacks in the waiting room of the fucking hospital. That is sick shit. We were all treated like domestic terrorists. And there's billions of hours of TV to prove that. And so, maybe somebody took part in that and now is seeing the dehumanization of an entire religious group. I don't know. Maybe they'll wake up. Maybe they'll have some compassion. I don't know. This stuff all takes time, man. It takes time. And I try to have a little compassion for people because it took me to lose my entire livelihood, my jobs, many friends, on and on and on. Not playing a victim, not gonna do it, just saying how it is. Just trying to be prudent, telling you the story, keeping it sharp, straight shooter, bang, bang, bang. I'm just tired of thinking for other people. And that's my own shit. I'm just tired of being sick and tired. I'm just tired of doing anything that does not involve my mission and getting healthy mentally and physically and my close friends. Man, life moves so quick. And I'll do what I can do. I'm sending money to a friend who's going over to Israel to bring supplies. Like, you don't be too hard on yourself, man, because you're going to have the people that are saying you're not doing enough and you need to do more and you need to show up. And I do whatever you can do without sacrificing your own life. That's what I can say. This has gotten way too serious. I was trying to keep it silly. Okay, so yeah, let's just talk a little bit. Let's get to know each other. The tour was, oh God, I really didn't want to do this. I'm going to go easy on myself. Because so much I have to do an episode. So we'll back up a little bit. The last episode I did, my grandmother had just passed away. So I haven't stopped. I haven't stopped in a few weeks. But funeral, really tough, but went as well as a funeral can go. That's all I can say. And I talked a little bit about what I learned from Jordan Peterson, something to aim for, which is to be the strongest person at your father's funeral. And I had to do that at my grandmother's alongside of my two brothers. There was a very sobering moment when I realized we were the ones running the funeral. We were the ones, my brothers were tremendous in helping plan, and I think we all offered something different. But I had to go into real military mode. I made a deal with myself that I was not going to cry until after the funeral, because I had to be a rock. That I got up there and we're standing by the casket, and my brothers and I had to write the eulogy together, and we all haven't been together in a long time, so we had to negotiate and have a sober mindset, a sober, positive mindset. And we kept each other going, man. It was a reminder of why I do comedy, because my brothers and I have been through a lot of stuff separately and together, and we learned how to use comedy to get through it. And I was like, man, we are good at it. Oh my God, we're good at it. It's like, imagine three of me together. That's what that is. Both my brothers are absolutely hilarious. So, it was emotional, but we used the humor to get each other through it and to be strong. And then we're up there during the wake, and I look around, I go, whoa, I am the adult in the room. Me and my two brothers were the adults in the room. You're like, damn, there was nobody else. There was nobody else. So I had to be strong and stand there and take the emotion and the tears from the people that needed to come up and cry. And, my grandmother was 86, and so a lot of her friends were older. And so we were just there, man, and it was a beautiful sympathy symphony of support. My brothers and I, man, biology's wild because we're in sync. We have this biological sync where it was unwritten. It was like, oh, elderly person walking in who needs help. Brother goes and helps her, throws that old bitch over his shoulders, carries her up to the casket, goes, come on, let's cry it out, Maureen. All right, Phyllis is coming down here. Let's get her wheelchair, bring her up. Oh, she's coming in. She needs shoulder to cry on. Well, I'll go, take this lady and listen to her story about my grandmother. And so there was no room for tears. I think that is the difference between men and women. That's one of the fundamental differences. That's what manning up means. Not to say women can't do that, but I think men need to be solid at some point in time so that women can cry and be in their emotion. So it was, it was brutal, and it was beautiful. It was a little bit of everything. And, I brought a little American flag and put it on the casket. She loved America. She loved America. And she loved George Bush. And I even did a little tribunal. Fool me once. Shame on you. I did a little George Bush during my eulogy to her because that's what she loved. And I played Frank Sinatra, New York, New York. They said, don't do it. They didn't let us play it, so I put it on my phone. There's just no rules anymore for me. I put it on my phone, played New York, New York in the church, and it offered a little bit of joy, a little bit of laughter, a little bit of clapping, a little clapter. We call it clapter. And then went right off to the tour. So the tour was fly, show, meet and greet, fly, show, meet and greet, and then I would just cry in the airport with my sunglasses on. A real Jackie Onassis situation. Had my little scarf. Well, I'm just mourning here. And so what a wild couple weeks, man. And I just know that my grandmother would want me to. I wasn't sure if I could go through with it, with all of the travel and the shows, but I thought, hell, man, she She knew every show, every date, every city I was in. She would know it before I was. So I was like, fucking man up, soldier up, get there, have fun, do it in her honor. And that's what I did. And we had unbelievable shows. I mean, sold out shows on Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights. And I cannot thank you guys enough. I want to punch you. I'm so fucking grateful. And as you can hear the sirens in the background, and aptly named Escape from New York is the tour. I went to the hospital the other night. No, let's not talk about that, but I did. I'm okay, but I sleepwalk. And I ended up hurting myself and going to the hospital in my sleep. Got to talk to Mike Birbiglia. If you don't know Mike Birbiglia, fantastic comedian. First comedian I ever saw, and he has a movie and a show called Sleepwalk with Me. He sleepwalks as well. He has REM disorder sleep, which I also have. And he jumped through the second-story window of a motel in his sleep. And that's what I do. I don't jump out of the windows, but I've come close. I need some silence. And that's pretty loud, huh? All day, every day. So is the ambulance in my fucking house? So Mike jumped through the second-story window, and I got to talk to him. Man, full circle. I saw him when I was like 15 years old. So 20 years later, I have the same sleep disorder as him, and I have no idea what to do about it. I've done the sleep tests. And I had a date the other night, and she canceled. And I'm so happy she did because I got to sit and talk with Mike Birbiglia about his sleep disorder, and we shared a little support for each other, and he gave me some tips. And I got to buy like a sleeping bag to put myself in. So essentially, my body does not stay paralyzed when I'm dreaming. So I act my dreams out, and I end up running around the fucking house. How fun. And so it happened the other day, and I ended up falling on some cement outside. I made it all the way outside, and I passed out and had to go to the hospital. And so I'm like, I got to fucking figure this out. So Mike gave me some great tips, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's no cure for this. It's just you have to put hurdles in front of you doing something dangerous. So I'll have to put the lock on my door really high up so that I'm in my sleep looking for the lock, and then hopefully you wake up, maybe I'll put what else could I do? I can put maybe I'll watch Home Alone and see how he booby-trapped his house. Maybe that's it. Maybe I booby-trapped my house. But instead of a paint can flying and hitting me in the head, it's like a salami or something. And I wake up, fucking flying salami. Oh shit! I'm just sleepwalking. Go back to sleep. So those are the things that are going on. Those are things that are going on in my life. So to be transparent, it's been nonstop, working 7 days a week. I mean, planning the tours is a lot, coordinating them, booking the shows, coming back to New York, doing the shows here, filming sketches, editing stand-up, and I realized I reached my my physical limit, and I think that's probably part of what led to perhaps some overstress, which led to that little hospital visit, and that was fun. So last week, I'm in the hospital all night and morning. I got home, unslept, hospital bracelet on, EKG things, and had to get right on a plane and do my show in North Carolina. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm doing the opposite of complaining. My point is, I have found something in my life that is the antidote to the suffering. And that's amazing. I'm 36. It took a while to find it. I mean, I guess stand-up has been it. But what a notion to go, man, I love my job so much. I am in the hospital next to a guy who's probably overdosing on fentanyl. Like, I think I got high on fentanyl just from him coughing, and the residual fentanyl dust probably got into my fucking immune system. But I'm going, this sucks. This really sucks. I have an IV in my arm. I completely I passed out on pavement. So I smashed my lip, I smashed my arm, my knees are bloody. But I'm going, man, I get to get on a plane and go tell jokes in North Carolina. How awesome is that? And that's what life is. It's not be happy all the time. It's have something that keeps you so motivated and grounded and fun that it can balance out the awful shit. So I'm on no sleep. I'm crying about my grandmother every day. I've got a lot of other life shit going on, a lawsuit, a legal battle over my grandmother's will, death of my grandmother, planning tours, negotiating, trying to be a good artist. And it was a big plate, but it was like, oh, but this is stuff I actually really enjoy figuring out. And so there you have it. I mean, I used to think I had depression, and I don't. It was all circumstantial. I thought, man, I've got the chemical imbalance, and I have low to severe, medium, non-specified anxiety, depression disorder, AB 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, umlaut disorder. Everybody wants a disorder now. I'm on the spectrum. Everybody's on a fucking spectrum. Maybe you're on the stupid spectrum. We don't talk about that. Maybe you're on the retarded spectrum. I'm probably on it somewhere, but I'm not going to say I'm depressed. I mean, I've gotten depressed before, severely depressed, but it was a reaction to a circumstance. It was a compounding of traumas that weren't dealt with. And then now that I've removed the negative stuff from my life as much as possible, there's always going to be negative stuff, but removed toxic people who wanted nothing but the worst from me, drug addicts, alcoholics, which those people are going to bring chaos into your life, like it, whether you like it or not. Jenny, my mom always said, don't hang out with an alcoholic, or she'll fuck her soul cycle teacher. Because he's tall, and you're only 5'5", but he's 5'6.5". And Jenny likes a tall glass of water. So I got through it. And I'm on the plane looking crazy, by the way. Looking crazy because it just got out of the old ER. I forgot I had my hospital bracelet, like my little admitted to the hospital bracelet. And I think my little EKG nipples, those little nipples they put on you. First of all, I was like, oh my God, my tits have really slipped down in the night. His tit slipped down in the night. His nipples are now right above his groin area. And the woman next to me, I swear I thought she thought that I escaped from the loony bin. Because I'm looking at her like, oh, I don't even know where I'm going. I'm traveling so much. I forgot what state I was going to. Like, man, I just don't even know where. She goes, where are you heading? I go, I don't know. And then she looks at my hospital bracelet and sees the EKG thing. And I look at her and I go, it's good to get out of this loony bin, isn't it? Now, I was talking about New York City. I think she thought I meant a literal loony bin. So she quickly started doing I'm going to sit on this side of the chair a little bit. Okay. Why don't you take the armrest? Went right to the show and just had a wild time. Wild time. The worst, I think, part of the entire trip, well, I missed two flights. Went to the wrong airport once. I'm not a very, I don't pay attention to detail very much all the time. And the thing about a comedy tour is there's, little to no room for error. So I think this is going to be very good for me because I'm going to have to learn. There's just no option. It's like some days I want to sleep in, I'll sleep in a little bit. But if I sleep in, well, then I miss my flight and then I might not be able to get to a city where there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1,000 people waiting to see jokes. So it's that type of thing where it's you go, well, life will just be easier because things are getting better. Yes, to an extent, but the pressure's up. It's more complicated. But at the end of the day, I think if you overcome that, you just become a better person, more structured, more disciplined. I mean, look, I got my fucking army. I look like a fucking woke army drill sergeant in here, right? Okay, yes. Excuse me. Listen up. Did you say sir, yes, sir? Okay, it's zer, yes, zer. Okay, thank you, yes. Like dead ass, I'm triggered already. We haven't even started. Why don't you get down on the ground and give me 20 BLMs? Yes. Take a knee and give me 20 BLMs. Okay? These are the people that are teaching our fucking soldiers to fight off North Korea and China. Okay, so we're like so invading like North Korea today. It's gonna be a triggering day. If anybody wants to Skype with their therapist while we are invading, feel free to do so. If you need to stop at any moment, even if a North Korean is coming at you with a machete or a grenade, feel free to stop and just say, excuse me, like, this is my safe space, and we're doing a little meditation. We can stop. If they don't respect that, then they are, like, absolutely part of the problem and part of the patriarchy, and we're here to tear down the patriarchy. But also, I realized, like, a lot of, like, POCs, and North Koreans are POCs, they've been oppressed, and so I don't feel comfortable attacking them because I don't want them to feel attacked. And there's the base. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe best off, like, if you're white or like a cis straight male, maybe, like, I don't know, sacrifice yourself. Like, do something for the, like, larger good. So if they're coming at you with a gun, maybe you point your gun and you just, like, blow your brains out because you've had enough of a good time. Am I being clear? If someone does that to you, don't ever talk to them again. Are we understanding what is said? A woman did that in a show last night. She's like, I don't like this guy. That I was the guy that she did not like. And I told a joke about Palestine and Israel. It's not about them at all. It was about me. Also, like, we're putting glitter in our guns, by the way. I don't know, maybe, like, show them joy, show them happiness, show them your truth with a little glitter shot, and then maybe they'll disarm, right? And they'll hug you if they consent, right? So, anyways, we're going to do yoga, and then we're going to get on the plane. Actually, we're not going to get on the plane. I ordered an electric plane, and they're doing gas planes. So we're like, actually, like, this is all things canceled. And I'm tweeting about that right now. We're fucked. We're getting so weak. Compassion. We're losing because we're overly compassionate. So the joke I made was that I hate being put in the middle of anything. I hate being told, pick this, pick that, right, left, whatever. And so this Israel-Palestine has brought up a lot of childhood stuff for me because when my parents got divorced, even until recently, I always felt like I had to choose a side, mom or dad. And this was bubbling up for me. So when I was a kid, what helped me decide was, like, what kind of food do you have in the house? That was the number one determining factor on who I wanted to spend time with. Mom or dad. What's in the cabinet? What are we looking at? What are we dealing with this week? Right? Did you stock up on Fun Fruits, Gushers, Dippets? What is it? What's a kangaroo thing? Pez. And that really shaped the relationship. So every week, my brothers and I would kind of, like, that's what we would think about. We took part in we had a shared custody thing. I've never heard of anyone that's had this, but every week we renegotiated. Isn't that fucking crazy? Every week, my family had to negotiate whose house we were going to for how many nights. So that guilt has just riddled me my whole life, because some weeks it would be like my mom would get us for 5 days and my dad would get us for 2. And I'm like, oh no, my dad's, poor dad, what's he going to do? And then it would switch, poor mom. And so that's what it was. Like, what food do you have in the house? If I'm going to be in one of your houses, like, what are we talking here? The friendly fucking chipoli roll or whatever, the watermelon roll, you remember that? You slice it. It's got the sherbet, the little chocolate chips for the watermelon. Bro, you have that, you're my parent. You know what I mean? You want to go full custody? Fine. Have those available every fucking Sunday. So when people are telling me pick Israel, Palestine, I'm kind of like, what's Israel having for dinner, No, I'm just saying, like, Palestine had hot dogs last week, like, every day. So, I don't know. Like, maybe you see Palestine's hot dogs and raise them kibasi, which is a larger hot dog. I don't know. Just, yeah, whatever. Whatever. Yeah, no, it's no big deal. No big deal, Because Israel's doing chocolate ice cream. What do you got? What do you got, Gaza? What do you, Gaza? You got shrimp? You doing shrimp? Marinator? What are we talking about? So that was the joke. That the girl did not like. So I'm single. Still single, man. Struggling a little bit. Not struggling, going on dates and stuff. But the hardest part I find is, there are no segues in the show. Don't comment about... Where's the connective tissue? This isn't a fucking Shakespeare play. It's a guy having a mental breakdown in his fucking living room because he had to build a studio during COVID because he didn't get the fucking shot. I need a booster. Holy shit. I think I got the long COVID. Long herpes, definitely. Short AIDS, long COVID. Just working on setting boundaries. Women have become, for the most part, at least in the liberal coast cities, undateable. I mean, undateable. 90% undateable. 95%, I'd say, are undateable. And maybe it's the same with men. I don't know. I can't speak to men because I ain't fucking them. I ain't fucking the men. I ain't bisexual. Tired of feeling bad for bisexuals. They're on the oppression list. Am I supposed to feel bad for people who get to fuck everybody? Really? I have to give it and take it. I'm fucking so much. Who has time? I can't even get a job because I'm fucking everybody. Yeah, give me a break. Give me a bisexual break. Break me off a piece of that bisexual. So, trying to set boundaries, and I find men, I don't know, maybe comment or something, but every time I set a boundary with a woman or open up a little bit, they try to emasculate me. Oh, you're jealous, or you're sensitive, or you have a complex. It's like, can't I have one fucking emotion without you labeling me? Kathy? So that's what I'm dealing with. And I think because my life is becoming so full and busy and crazy and awesome, the stakes are higher for making a mistake with a partner. I've made a lot of mistakes, honey. Ain't gonna lie to you, Betsy. I ain't gonna spit tune up your pussy. That's what we say in the South. All these funny sayings in the South, I ain't gonna pull your hair and call you daddy. It's very sexual down there in the South too. I was down there in Texas. Everything's all fucking everything's rubbed out, man. Everything's got rub on it. I tried to just find something rubless, the spices, everything's spiced and they rub. I didn't even know what that meant. They're rubbing at everything. I'm from Connecticut, man. Like, Italian dressing's too spicy for me. So I go to these barbecue places. Are they hitting on me? Hey, can I get some This joke's illegal. The cops are coming. I go, can I just have like some regular chicken? And I thought the woman was hitting on me. She's like, you want rub on it? You want me to rub it? I was like, yeah, all right. Sure, yeah, you want to rub it. Okay, you want that smothered? I'm like, yeah, smothered. Fucking rub it and smother it. Okay, it's hot. You like it hot? Yeah, I like it hot. I like it hot. You gonna sweat? You like it? Oh, yeah, make it sweat and smother and hold it and rub it. All right, you come back now, you here? I'm like, come back now? What do you mean? You want to fuck? I'm not used to people being nice at all. It's almost weird even being on tour. I'm rubbing my dog. I'm not masturbating on camera. It's almost weird being on tour and having people show up and want to see me. Even that's sometimes a little odd. I'm like, whoa, wow. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's going to take some adapting to, for sure. Freddie, how you doing, man? Freddie had a little accident in the airport. Yeah, you want to come on up? Come here. Freddie had a little accident in the airport. Lay down. See, he's like just a little too big for a lap dog, and my lap's a little too small for a human. So we make it work. But Freddie, has been traveling with me for 5 years, and he's trained to hold it, trained to pretty much everything: pee, poop on command, all that stuff. Weed out bipolar women and all that stuff. So he'll literally go up to a woman. I've trained him to sense if a girl has mental illness, and he'll just go up and he'll sniff her cooch, and he'll look up at me and he'll go, "She's mentally ill," and then that's how I know. That's like my signal to get the fuck out. And he'll go, let's get the fuck out of here. She's a sick, mentally ill bitch, and then that's how I know. So he's never had an accident. Ever. He waited till Detroit, Michigan, which, gotta say, if you're gonna shit in an airport, make it Detroit. I've always said that, My grandfather said that. His grandfather said that. His grandmother's grandma's grandpa said that. We have a plaque. It was on his grave, actually. Herbert Fischer. If you're going shit in an airport, make it Detroit. It's right there on his fucking tombstone. Go look at it. Fact check me, dude. Try me, bro. Now we're in Detroit, and I'm just running around with like a chicken with his head cut off. And I'm running around like a chicken without pronouns in Brooklyn, New York. And so this woman starts screaming, going, "The dog's shitting! The dog's shitting on the fucking floor!" And I look at her, because there's so many untrained dogs. There's a lot of fake service dogs there too. And I look at her, I just shake her head. I go, people, unbelievable. Nothing surprises me. Then I hear what I can only describe as diarrhea splashing onto a white marble tile, And I look down, and it is indeed my dog shitting on the floor. And immediately, this is how I know I'm not like a psychopath or I don't have any deep narcissistic traits, because I was humiliated. The shame, it was like, it was like getting out of the cold ocean when I was 10 and my friend pantsed me in front of the school, music teacher or whatever. That old thing. So, it's like the first time my friends found out I wasn't circumcised, and they convinced me that the doctor actually sewed on extra skin to my dick. Because I thought the normal dick was circumcised, and then non-circumcised, I was the weirdo. I thought, they're like, "Oh, you have extra skin," and then they're like, "Well, the doctor must have taken some baby dick skin and sewed it onto your dick." Which is how rumors start, obviously. And so that's how humiliated I was. Dude, he did a full-on Jackson Pollock. It's like he found the white marble. He goes, I'm looking for a clean canvas. I want an empty canvas to spray my dew, to make my art here in the Detroit airport. And he found a big old empty white marble tile right in the middle of a duty-free shop, ironically where he went duty. It ain't duty-free no more, I tell you that, Detroit. That is a duty shop now. There is duty so deep into the cement in between those marble tiles, that is a 100% duty shop. Ain't nothing free anymore in that shop. Everybody's staring at me. A crowd gathers. They're shaking their heads. They go, here's one of those fake service dogs. Can't hold his shit. Yada, yada, yada. So then I take my guitar case and I build like a barrier around the shit. I built like a tent with all of my luggage. But it smelled so bad. So I had a complete breakdown, unslept, and I start going. You acting like this never happened to anybody? Oh, you're suddenly above shitting yourself in the airport. None of you have had 40 McNuggets at 10 a.m., a Diet Coke, and then 2 Starbucks. Then an airport beer, a tequila. By 10:30, you're shitting your fucking diapers. You think you're above this? I'm doing like a Shakespeare monologue. Thine think you're above shitting thine pants in thine airport. I stand by gate A47 with shit in my pants to say, we all shall shit shy pants. Are we above thy dog who releases thy bowels because he ate a fucking dirty chicken bone on the street of Austin, Texas? And then they kicked me out, and so I left. It's pretty much thrown out of the airport. So anyways, I'm not sure I'm welcome back in the Detroit airport. I'm sure they tracked me or something. They're tracking all of us at this point. So that was my experience in Detroit. It was a shitty time. The Royal Oak was great. I hope some of that made sense. I did this as a way to make sure I did a podcast episode. What else can I say? Wasn't a perfect time to do this. I'm leaving right now to do an hour of comedy, come home, pack, fly to Washington, D.C. tomorrow, doing the D.C. Improv at tomorrow or tonight, Tuesday, I think 7 o'clock. D.C. Improv is going to be awesome. It's a great venue. The next day, I do the correspondence dinner. Biden was supposed to be there, so that's wild. I mean, it's like all CNN. It's like I'm going to tell jokes for CNN. They want me to be safe. They're like, their note was, don't get me in trouble. The guy that hired me. I'm like, I don't know what that means, dude. I can make a joke about fucking socks, and someone can be like, this is really fucking racist. So I've given up. I'm trying to figure out what people want. But my point is, I should get some interesting clips because I'm going to pretty much have an open microphone to shit on CNN and MSNBC and everybody and Fox, and I don't know if Fox is even welcome there at this point. So that's that, man. Thank you for listening and going on that journey with me. And my manager, John, my co-producer, and I are still working on getting things more routine, including the podcast. So be patient. We're figuring it out. The touring took 99% of our energy. And I tried to do an episode on the road, but I was like, I had no life. And I was really just crying in between shows and fucking. I was crying because I was fucking so much. Obviously, dude. Get a life. So head on over to tylerfischer.com if you'd like to see me perform live. And we're going to have a good time, man. Every show has been incredible because it's just a fun, positive energy. And it's a lot of people who are just want to laugh. I'm not going to make any overarching judgments on who my fans are. Every single person's an individual. Everybody's different. Everybody's there for a different reason. but I think the overarching goal of coming out to the shows is like, we're just going to have a good time. And I'm so blessed. So thank you guys. And have a great week. Do something nice for yourselves. And, I look forward to meeting you. I'm doing meet and greets after the show. I'll do those as long as I can. And it's really based on how much energy I have. But right now I'm committing to doing a free meet and greet where I'll take pictures with everybody and chat a little bit and put your finger up my butt. That someone did that to me in Ohio, and that was not really okay, but it was a woman, so nobody did anything. That was weird. Yeah, a woman literally came to the shark fin and like fingered my ass. And I'm going, is this equality? Is this the equality you wanted? I digress. Have a great night, guys. Love you. Thanks for watching. Say bye, Fred.
Oh, shit, I'm gonna shit my pants. I'm gonna come to a city near you and shit my pants.